Hey there. I just wanted to go through the last Q&A from the webinar. And if you're wondering what the sound is, it's because my kid is in the background watching something. He's home from school. Javier asked here, let's say you've accumulated some commercial debt like legacy discounts and pricing to some early customers who may have contractual perpetual discounts or fixed pricing. What are some approaches to clean that up? I think the I think of it in two boxes because the first box is actually sort of the most important one, but the sort of the least technical one. And that box is that you have confidence as an executive team what you're moving people to, right? So let's say that you had some legacy customers and they were on legacy pricing with some contracts, and you just knew that they were like ridiculously cheap, and you knew that you had this new price that was actually a really, really good deal, right? So let's say they're paying 10 today and you're asking them to pay 100, but you know that the market really would be 1,000, whatever that is, right? Just as a thought experiment, it wouldn't be that hard for you to then go to these customers and say, hey guys, you have to pay this or get out, right? So, so what we really like, the first bucket really has to do with executive confidence in the new thing, right? So what you really need is to make sure that whatever it is that you're moving customers to, right, that is a solid agreement and it's a good deal for them. If you don't have that conviction, it's going to be hard for you to then do the renegotiation, however you then do it technically or legally. So I think that's sort of step one, that you should know that that's sort of your baseline. If you don't have that confidence in what you're moving them to, whatever the new pricing, new packaging, and so forth is, it is going to be hard regardless of what mechanism you choose. But let's assume that you have new pricing, you test it in the market, you know it's fair, you know it's a business critical piece of software. They have nowhere to go. Like all the cards are stacked in your favor, right? And then you go to them. But what they have is that they have a solid contract for something. And so what I think about is, and that's sort of the second bucket, that is, okay, so how do we then get them from old to new? And there are sort of two components of this. One is stick, like pain, and the other is carrot, that is sort of value, something that attracts them. So it's a push-pull factor. And with stick, it depends a little bit on what the technical setup is, but it gives something like, we're going to sunset this, we're going to stop servicing it, it's full of security holes, we're not going to offer the whatever support anymore, we're not going to bug fix, or like you could do different things where you just sunset a certain setup, like they still have access to it as per the contract, but you're not just doing, or you're doing very minimal. And you're putting a clear deadline in place where you're saying, we're not going to do this anymore by whatever, January 1st in 2 years or something. So that gives sort of a clear impression that there's a burning platform and they need to move. Then on the pull side, on the carrot side, where you attract them, you say, hey, this other thing is really great, and it's a new product, we are like full on with the value and the service and the commitment and so forth. And then you can do sort of you can keep the product and the pricing transition separate, meaning that you can transition them to the new product and then have them keep their existing price, but then in transitioning to the new product they also transition to the new contract framework, right? So new product, new contract framework, same price for a while. So essentially you work it like a time limit discount. You're saying, okay, so whatever the new price is, 100, you're going to pay your current 10 today, and then next year you're going to be paid 20, and then 50, and then 80, and then 100, and then you're on list price. And we have now eliminated the commercial debt, and we have you on. But in the meantime, from a contractual and product setup, they are treated as everyone else. So you're already eliminating some of the debt today. You're just not collecting all of the money until some point in the future. That is sort of the usual approach I take. But the particulars of how fast or how strong and how much stick and how much carrot you use really comes down to the first bucket of executive conviction. So that's my answer on that.